Last week, we managed to get ourselves right back on the correct track with a big 2-0 victory against Sunak and the Texas Tyrants. However, this week is not going to be an easy task. We are up against just Lucas and the Paradise Protocol. Lucas is currently unbeaten this season and has an incredible record against some very, very talented coaches across multiple years of Draft League experience. I've played him quite a few times, and those games have always been absolute bangers. Is this one going to be another banger, or is he going to absolutely maul me with his powerful, powerful offense? I guess it's time to find out. Welcome to Week 4 of the UNPL. Now, if I'm going to get myself off to a good start in this game, it is imperative that I make sure my energy levels are sufficient and high enough to put in a good performance. And in order for me to get myself off on the right foot, I need to give a big thank you to Wraith Energy, the partner of this video. You all knew it was coming. Now, Wraith Energy have been incredibly kind to me and have given me a very good discount code for you to use on all of their products. They are delicious, they work very effectively as both energy drinks and pre-workout routines, and they're just good value. I mean, you can get a whole tub of Wraith for a hell of a lot cheaper than you can get a case of other energy drinks. And if you want to join the cult and make sure that you have all the energy you need, you can head over to drinkwraith.com and use code ONESIE at checkout to get 10% off your order, which can equate to some pretty massive savings depending on what you buy. Now, once again, thank you very much to Wraith Energy for sponsoring, and let's move on with the video, shall we? Now, if you want to skip straight forward to the battle and completely skip out the team builder, then I don't know why you'd want to do that. But if you do want to, the timestamp to do just that will be on screen for you right about now. And you can also use the timeline feature on the video down below. But if you want to see exactly what we're bringing, and once again, see some pretty cool graphics, then you can stick around, because it's going to be a very, very close game, and I'm going to have to use some very cool Pokemon in order to win it. Now, the matchup will appear on screen right about now, and as you can see, holy hell, that's a Manaphy with screens. This is a very, very, very offensive team with a Manaphy, a Thundurus Therian, Ogerpon Hearthflame, and Goldengo, and Dragolge, and Medicham. It is offense to the highest degree. Even that Bombardier right there does absolutely everything it can to make sure that offensive momentum is kept. It's very powerful bird spam, and it also has basically triple stab with that heavy payload, rocky payload ability. I can't remember what it's called. But yes, this is a very, very difficult team, and if I'm not careful, it will absolutely blow me away. There is so much power packed into every single one of these Pokemon. Medicham is a monster, Thundurus Therian has very few switch-ins, Goldengo can become absolutely absurd if you let it, Manaphy is Manaphy, and Snorlax with Tera can obviously do some absolutely crazy things. And that's not even to mention Ogerpon and Dragolge, who are both absolutely crazy. But I feel like I have a very good chance of winning this week if my game plan goes ahead. And I will tell you what that game plan is right about now, because our first mon that we are bringing to this game is going to be Artix, the Talonflame. Now, Artix has a very important role this week because it's going to be one of the main attacking forces on my team. We are going with Adamant Max Attack because I'm still able to outspeed absolutely everything on my opponent's team, even with an Adamant nature, with Heavy Duty Boots, Flame Body, and Brave Bird, Flare Blitz, U-Turn, Roost. And that is pretty good, because if you look at my opponent's team, there are very few things that actually want to take a hit from this. The lone exception would be the most physically defensive of Donphans and a physically defensive Snorlax, which obviously has the thick fat to take half damage from Flare Blitz. However, apart from that, there really isn't much, and it should be fairly easy for me to be able to get chip on those two Pokemon. Snorlax's best way of recovery is, of course, using Rest, and Donphan has absolutely no recovery outside of Rest either. So it's going to be very easy for me to chip those two down into a range where Arctics can absolutely clean house late game. We can keep momentum with U-turn, we can use it as a switch into Snorlax if needs be because of the flame body. I might be able to snag a burn on it, and if Snorlax goes Tera fighting this week, I should be able to kill it just with a Brave Bird, or at least do massive damage to it. But yes, Arctics has very good offensive coverage here, it has the speed tier, it completely controls the momentum of the game, and he's going to have a very important role to play in this match. Hopefully, it'll be able to Brave Bird all over the competition. Now the second mon that I'm going to be bringing here is going to be Tintin the Bronzong, who has been a pretty big staple of my teams so far. We're going with a max special defense set this week, with Stealth Rock, Grass Knot, Iron Head and Earthquake and the leftovers. And the reason we're going fully specially defensive this week is because I have absolutely nothing that wants to switch into Dragouge outside of this thing. Also, it switches in very well to Ninetales Alola, but it's mainly here to be able to take a hit from that Dragouge because I just don't have a way of answering it otherwise. I needed resists and immunity, I needed a good steel type to switch in, and Bronzong, with all its faults, at least is a good steel type. It doesn't have much recovery, so it's going to be relying on the leftovers to get health back, but hopefully if it's able to switch in once or twice to Dragouge, it will do the job. It can also be a little bit of a switch in to Thundurus Therian, but with the set I've brought here, I do not want to be doing that. I do not want to be switching into Thundurus at all. I could potentially have tried to fit Rock Slide or Stone Edge on this set, but I needed Earthquake because it's basically the only thing I have to hit Goldengo, and it does massive damage to Dragouge as well, and it also hits Ogerpon for decent enough damage, so along with the other moves, it's pretty cool here. Grass Knot is exclusively for Donphan because it does about 40% to a specially defensive one, because Donphan's pretty heavy, and yeah, it's got a job. It switches in, it sets up Stealth Rocks, it scraps with special attackers, and if it goes down, it will hopefully have left the game state in a more favourable advantage for me. So, Bronzong is going to be ringing all over the opposition. Will it cause their ears to bleed, or will it be sweet music? I guess we'll have to find out. And the third Pokemon we're going to be bringing here to this game is going to be Lilia, the Ogerpon Cornerstone, once again returning from last week. And this week we're going with a Swords Dance knockoff Ivy Cudgel Power Whip set with Jolly, Max Attack, Max Speed. And that is literally for one reason and one reason only, to switch into Ogerpon Hearthflame on the opposition team. It is literally the only thing I have that can basically take a hit fairly well from it outside of Talonflame, and the max speed is literally to try and speed tie with it. If I can switch in and take a hit, I should be able to one-shot it back with my own Ivy Cudgel, because with the defense boost from Tera Rock, I should be able to 1v1 Ogerpon Hearthflame, and it should be a pretty cool set this week. With Swords Dance, Power Whip, Knockoff and Ivy Cudgel, I have the ability to punch holes through my opponent's team. I do massive damage to Goldengo with Knockoff, I one-shot Manaphy with Power Whip, I one-shot Alola Ninetales with Ivy Cudgel, I basically do massive damage to everything that's not named Bombardier. And even that gets one-shot by Ivy Cudgel. I, for some reason, thought that I was the regular Ogerpon for a second there. But yes, everything that is not named Medicham, even that gets 2-hit KO'd. Basically, Lilia looks really good here. It absolutely smashes through the opposition team. It should be able to take on Snorlax fairly well, providing it's not Tera fighting. But even if it is, I should be able to do massive damage with my Power Whip this week. Is Lilia going to hammer the opposition into submission, or is she going to have to face the music and dance? I guess it's going to have to be. And the fourth Pokemon we're bringing this week is going to be the most specially defensive of Iron Hands you've ever seen in your entire life. Careful, max HP, max special defense, Iron Hands with an Assault Vest. And there are two main reasons I needed to bring this set this week. One, Thundurus Therian, I have nothing to take it on. Absolutely nothing, and this is my best bet to be able to deal with it, or at least chip it down to a point where I can 1v1 it. If it's an agility set, I 1v1 it because 2 ice punches will kill. If it's a nasty plot set, I at least make sure I do big damage to it and leave it in revenge range for the likes of Ogerpon to come in afterwards and clean it up. It's going to be a very, very difficult Pokemon this week for my opponent to switch into, and I'm really, really hoping it can do the job. It does also function as a Manaphy check as well, because Tail Glow, I should be able to take some hits from a Tail Glow boosted Manaphy. Most notably, Dazzling Gleam and Psychic at +3 do about 50% to this Iron Hands, which, when you actually think about that, that's kind of crazy, isn't it? Whereas Wild Charge does a hefty chunk back to Manaphy and potentially could kill it with a little bit of chip. And depending on the Manaphy set, I should be able to 1v1 that with Iron Hands as well. So there's a lot riding on Mecha Hariyama this week, and Super Hands is hopefully going to put in the work. Will it be able to help hand me a W, or will it hand momentum back to Lucas? I guess you'll have to watch the video and find out. And the fifth Pokemon this week is going to be the heavy-hitting Chi-Yu, with a heavy-duty boots, 3 attacks, nasty plot set, going timid, max special attack. And the reason we've gone that this week is to speed tie with a Manaphy, which ideally I don't want to be staying in against, because Manaphy is an absolute problem. It basically one-shots me with its moves, and I don't want to be having to take a hit from Manaphy, but I cannot risk having to basically get undersped. There might be a situation where I might have to speed tie with Manaphy, and I just cannot risk losing out to that thing. I can't creep it. I know Thundurus is basically going to have to run max speed this week, so I'm never going to outspeed Thundurus, but I can at least give myself a chance against Manaphy this week. Now, when you look at the moves of my Chi-Yu, we've gone Fire Blast, Dark Pulse, Psychic, and Nasty Plot. Nasty Plot allows me to potentially break through a Tera fighting Snorlax. It also allows me to gain momentum against Pokemon that might be wanting to switch out against it, like the likes of that Goldengo, like the likes of potentially Ogerpon Hearthflame, potentially the Ninetales Alola, and allows whatever comes in to have to take a very big hit from it. And Psychic is literally only here to A, hit fighting type Snorlax, and B, hit Dragouge, which hopefully I don't want to have to do, because I know Dragouge basically always runs Assault Vest. But Chi-Yu looks like it could do a massive amount of damage here. Its coverage moves are enough to scare Lucas a little bit, and hopefully that is enough for me to scare him off of the lead of this game. Is Chi-Yu going to burn through the opposition, or will its flame fizzle out in front of Manaphy? I guess there's only one way to find out. And the final Pokemon on this team, and potentially one of the most important, if not the most important, is Agnea, the Lilligant, making her debut this week. Agnea is based off of one of the characters from Octopath Traveler 2, who was, funnily enough, the dancer. And I just thought this was a cool reference to one of my favourite games of this year. We've gone with a Quiver Dance, Sleep Powder, Giga Drain, Tera Blast, Tera Fire set this week. And this is basically a win-con that if I can get rid of Snorlax, I set up to +1 using Sleep Powder to give myself an opportunity to do so, and I win. We've got Chlorophyll on the set, which in hindsight probably wasn't the best idea to do. I probably should have gone with something like Own Tempo or Leaf Guard to potentially try and avoid confusion or try and avoid status in the sun, but Chlorophyll was just the default ability and I didn't change it. And we've also got a Pasho Berry, and that is in case I need to take a hit from Manaphy in a pinch while I am Tera Fire. So I didn't need any other items this week. This was the best item that I had to help me deal with a massive threat on my opposition team. It also turns Manaphy into a setup opportunity of its own, because I can Quiver Dance alongside it and then Giga Drain it, basically win the 1v1, getting all my health back, and take a super effective water attack from it using the berry. So if I can get rid of Snorlax, I should be able to have plenty of opportunities to do big damage to the opposition with this. Tera Blast Fire covers all the things that I need it to. It hits Goldengo, it hits the Ninetales, and it also makes sure that I can hit Ogerpon for a decent amount of damage. The coverage of Grass and Fire is perfect against this team, except for the Dragouge, so if I can get rid of Dragouge and Snorlax, this can just win on the spot for me. Is Agnea going to dance rings around the opposition, or will she fall flat on her feet and ruin her routine? And that is the team. That is what we are going to be bringing this week against Just Lucas and the Paradise Protocol, and I'm very confident and excited to see how this game goes. Hopefully it should be an absolute banger of a game, and it should be a very, very good watch and a fun game to play. So, without further ado, it's time for UNPL Week 4. Let's go, baby! So he's brought a lot of what I expected. There is a screen setter, there is a Manaphy, there is a Bombardier, which I, be honest, did not expect. But it's fine. So I think my lead here, probably, see, I need to double check this team actually, because obviously it was last night when I was all like familiar with it. So I do need to just double 100% check what I'm bringing. I am a little bit out of sorts because of that. But yeah, it's all good. I don't actually have any momentum outside of Arctics over here. So we're going to lead Arctics, and we're just going to click U-turn or Flare Blitz on whatever we see. If I see the goddamn bird, hopefully I'm able to just get a big U-turn away. Arctics is going to hopefully do a lot of damage here. Yes. Game plan here. Try and break with Chi so that Agnea is able to finish off. Agnea actually looks really good here if I can get rid of Snorlax. If not, then I might be in a little bit of trouble. Either way, this will be a good game. I'm not worried about losing because he's got a very scary team, but we'll just have to see how it goes, I guess. I like it. I like it a lot. Respect. That's a 7 out of 10 trainer card. 7.5. The Blackout is the lead. That's the Bombardier. Whereas I'm going to lead Arctics. Now, the problem is, I don't know what this thing's set is. And I don't really have a switch into it. Outside of maybe Super Hands. If this thing is Scarf, then I just lose immediately to a Rock move. So I might end up just going Super Hands here. And then clicking Ice Punch. Yeah, I don't have any information. The safest play right now is to play it, well, safe. But I don't know about Scarf Bombardier here. It might be a good idea. I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to risk it. Look at that thing's eyes. It just looks evil. But yes, I'm not going to risk any kind of Scarf shenanigans. I just have to get the hell out of dodge. And if it goes for Rock move, which it does, then we'll see the damage. Not too much damage. I get to click a move. Wild Charge or Ice Punch? I guess Ice Punch gives me information on the Dengo. But Wild Charge... What about Ice Punch? You're going to withdraw? Yep. So Ice Punch is fine. Now Fan. Yep. Let's catch the Don Fan. Should do big damage. That's a 2-hit KO. Oh, it's a crit. And it's Rocky Helmet. Okay. So that's a Fizz Def Don Fan. Nice. Good information. Don't really have a switch into this Earthquake. But do I kind of need this thing? I do. Ice Punch crit is nice, but it doesn't put it in range of another one, and I'm pretty sure Don Fan has... Well, let's just check its set, because I'm pretty sure that a defensive Don Fan, Push versus my Iron Hands, Hands, God's sake, Super Hands. Wow. Okay, that's not defensive. Wow, okay. It's not... I'm going to go hard out into Agnea. Hard out into Agnea. You're going to withdraw as well. Okay. It might be specially defensive, so Blackout's back. That's the bird. That goddamn bird. Damn it, okay. So... Lilligant does outspeed this thing naturally. I think. But I don't know what this thing's set is. Yeah, I outspeed this thing naturally. But the question is, I don't know whether it's Scarf or not. So I'm going to go into Tintin right now. Because I'm very worried about a Scarf set right here. So we'll go Tintin. Redbird. Cool. So that's damage. Damage by recoil. Do we get any information? No life orb or anything. Okay. I think I set up rocks now. I think I set up rocks. Or do I earthquake it? Trying to catch something on the switch. I'm going to try it. Reveal your set. It's not going to switch up moves. Okay. Now Fan comes in. We're going to earthquake it. Now, do I just take the hit and finish it with Grass Knot? Because it might be going to knock me off here. So let's just check Bronzong real quick. Tintin versus Fan. Let's assume it's max attack. The knockoff will do about half health. I don't think I need Bronzong very much in this matchup. The only thing it was really good for was, obviously, I mean, I live 2 knockoffs, I think, from where I'm at. So it does 47 plus 31. Yeah. Or 37 plus 56. Yeah, I live both. So I can afford to get my rocks up. It's going to knock me. Okay. Oh, that's more damage than I expected. That's more damage than I expected. I'm willing to trade. Stealth Rock. Okay. Trade rocks. I think rocks are better for me here than they are for you. Because I just need a little bit of chip on things. So we'll finish it with Grass Knot. Bang. So Donphan goes down. I'm going to get a little bit of damage from the Rocky Helmet. Problem is, now he might go into if it goes into Ninetales, I Iron Head. Deep Blue, that's the Manaphy. Can't risk anything against this thing. Can't risk anything. Pretty sure Manaphy takes like nothing from Grass Knot. Okay. I'm going hard, Lilia. Go hard, Lilia. Because I can use Tintin as a Bombardier, like, sack. Yeah, my Grass Knot does like 7%. I don't really want to go Super Hands just yet. I guess maybe I do. Then click Drain Punch. Because you don't, apart from the Goldenko, you don't really have a switch into it. Maybe I'm just gonna go Lilia. Just gonna go Lilia. I think Lilia's fine here. Because if it catches me with an Ice Beam, cool. If it sets up on me, I can set up alongside it. I outspeed it. Tail Glow. Yep, okay. I can just Power Whip this thing. But it's not shown an item. It's taken rocks damage. Might be a Pinch Berry. So, maybe... If this thing kills me, then cool. I've got Pasho Agnea. I'm pretty sure... No, my Lilligant's fine. I can Tera Fire on it, so I'm just going to Power Whip here. I'm just going to Power Whip. You're going to endure. Oh, okay. Cool. Tail Glow, 2 attacks. Do I need this thing anymore? I'm going to sacrifice Tintin to the rocks. Sacrifice Tintin here. And see whether Super Hands dies to a +3 Scold. No. I'm fine. So Tintin goes down. Surf. Okay. So I think I'm fine. I'm not Gale Wings on Talonflame, which is annoying. But I know Super Hands lives a Dazzling Gleam from this range, unless... So... 280... Yep, I'm fine. I am fine. I am fine. I think I'm fine. I'm gonna Drain Punch here. Stored power. I live. Cool. I respect it. I didn't expect it, but I do respect it. So, Manaphy does not get a kill in this game against me. I'm happy. I do need to keep Iron Hands around, though, to go in and do a big hit on Snorlax, though. So, it is a bit of a problem. I do still have Lilia as well, who can do big damage to it. Very happy about that. I'm very curious. So it's at +3/+1. Oh, if that wasn't timid, that killed. So if I Schnee, I'm going to Brick Break it. I'm going to Brick Break it. What's your answer? I'm gonna Brick Break you. Encore. So you're encoring me into Ice Punch. That's irritating. So we'll do another bit of damage to it. Okay. Now you set up Veil. And now I just go Jesus. No, I go Arctics. I can Brick Break against the... You know what? It's going to set up screens right now. I have to go hard Arctics. Or Veil. I'm going to waste your turns. I think I'm going to waste your Aura Veil turns. You're going to... Okay, you're just going to hard out into it. Okay. Cash out. This is interesting. It's leftovers. Hard out into Jesus and hit it. Hard out into Jesus. Sub. Okay. So it's sub lefties. Is it sub CM? Does it get CM? It doesn't get Calm Mind. It only gets Focus Blast to hit me? I'm willing to take hits here. I'm willing and ready and able. So I'll break its sub. See what it wants to do. It's probably gonna go for a nasty plot or something here. Make it rain. Why are you hitting me with Make It Rain? Crit. Okay. The snow's gone. But that doesn't mean the veil is. I'm not sure why it Make It Rained me. Are you going for a Scarf Bombardier sweep? I think you might be. I need to try and set up on this thing with Agnea to win, but I can't really do that. Okay. This is awkward because that Scarf Bombardier looks really good. Maybe he just wants chip on this. Maybe I nasty plot right now. You're going to withdraw. Batman. Okay. I need to hit this. If I'm going to win, I need to hit this thing. So we nasty plot. And I'm going to Psychic. I'm going to Psychic as it tries to Tera fighting on me. If it Tera Fairies, fair enough. Fair enough. At least I get some damage on this thing with a +2 Chi-Yu. It's not going to Tera. Cool. That is nothing. What the fuck? Oh, but he misses a Hammer Arm. Oh, dear. That's less than ideal. But the fact that that's AV is really good for me. I'm going to go Arctics. Oh, that's really bad. Now it Teras. Now it Teras to Tera fighting. Okay. Hammer Arm again. Come on, Flame Body. Come on, Flame Body. Oh, that hurt. No Flame Body. Yes! Come on! Get in! What I needed. What I needed right now. Oh, burning this thing is huge. So I'm going to Roost. I think this is fine. Facade. Oh. Wow. Okay. I don't want that smoke. Or Veil's gone. I could double KO. I could double KO here. But I think I need Arctics around. I think I need Arctics here. I'm going to U-turn. A bit more chip. Bonk. So that takes it to about half. Who do I get rid of here? I think I get rid of Super Hands. Facade again. Cool. So Super Hands can go here. Now that this thing's burnt and at half health. That's a good little tech there with the facade. I need to see whether I kill this thing. So Chi-Yu. Jesus, my Psychic into a Tera Fighting. Oh my god, that is insanely fat. Fuck it, we're going Lilia. We're going Lilia. Do I Tera here? Because getting rid of my grass typing, I think that might be my win con at this point, getting rid of my rock typing. But I need to double check whether I kill this thing, because I'm not sure I do. Ogerpon. Cornerstone. Lilia. How it should kill. Should kill most sets of this thing. Oh, I just really hope I don't miss. Come on. That's awful. That's awful. That's awful. That's really, really bad. That's awful. That is really awful. Because I think if that's a Scarf Bombardier, I'm in a lot of trouble right now. Because it can kill me with a rock move. Unless... let's imagine it is Choice Scarf. Which it could very well be. If I Tera Rock, start a Rock Slide. Brave Bird does... oh, Brave Bird might not kill me. Knockoff might. So Blackout. That's the Bombardier. It takes rocks, so this is probably Scarf. Rock Slide always kills, but it has to lock itself into Rock Slide at that point. So depending on what it goes for here, I still have a chance here. I still have a very good chance. So I think my best bet, I let Lilia go down. Brave Bird, yep, okay, locks into Brave Bird. So now I know it's Scarf. So Lilligant outspeeds this thing. Brave Bird, if I'm Tera Fire, it doesn't kill me. It does 250. Lilia has not switched in yet. I can still win this. And I think I do. As long as I can push through. So Agnea is at 257. I'm out of the range. I'm out of a range of a Scarf Brave Bird. My job here is I Tera and I Tera Quiver Dance. And then I think I kill everything with Tera Fire. This hopefully works. I just need to hope that this is an Adamant Band. If this is Adamant Scarf, then it's a bigger roll. Brave Bird. Yes! Come on, Lilia! Come on, Lilia! We Quiver. We outspeed it now. I Tera Fire. And I think I kill everything left. 2 hit points. Tera Blast. Let's go. There's 1 kill for Lilligant. Let's go. That's 1. That's 1. So this thing's gone. This should be the game. I hope. I fucking pray. Come on. Missing that Power Whip could have cost me the game. So cash out's here. This is leftovers, we know. It might be Spadef. It's not going to get leftovers. +1 Tera Fire. Come on. This should be the game. I just spam Tera Fire now until hopefully everything goes down. I still have Arctics in the back who's got the boots so can live through rocks. Come on. That goes down. I think that's it. I think that's it, baby. Come on, Lilligant. Come on, Lilligant. And then Vaishni, the Ruby aficionado. I'm killing it with Giga Drain. I'm killing it with Giga Drain. I'm killing it with Giga Drain. That's the game. Come on, Lilligant. Let's fucking go. Yes. Woo! We're back, baby. Last week it was Tatsugiri doing crazy things. This week it's Lilligant. Let's freaking go. That felt good. Good game, Lucas. Really, really back and forth game. Could have gone either way. Really enjoyed that. Fuck me. If I'd have lost, I think I'd have still been happy. The Power Whip miss would have been crazy. It could have really come into play because I could have Terra'd Ogerpon, which would have taken away my neutrality to Brave Bird, and I would then have been able to live hits from the thingamabob. But either way, good game. That Bombardier was fucking crazy. Fair play. Really good game. Let's go. That's going to put us at 3-1. Come on. Oh, feel good. That feels really good. Great game. But yes, that is going to be it for this game. That is going to be it for this week of the UNPL. And as you can see on screen, it's not just a game. It's a game that we enjoy and we have a lot of fun with. So yes, join me next week for week 5 of the UNPL. Let's freaking go, baby. Come on.